This is To the Point with Michael Williams.
Good morning. Our guest today, local Congressman, Republican Brian Mast and Democrat Ted Deutsch. From stimulus spending to Everglades concerns, much to talk about, and we will begin with Congressman Mast.
So like with any piece of legislation, the devil is in the details. There was a lot of good that came out of the recent stimulus plan, but there was also a lot of fluff, a lot of waste, a lot of pork. And let me give a specific example on this. One of the biggest receivers of assistance was Nancy Pelosi's home turf, San Francisco. They received about $600 million. To put that into perspective, there was about $12 billion in foreign aid that was in that bill. So just as one example of the devil in the details in that bill that should not have been in there, in my opinion, and made it a bad bill, that would be one example. All of the dollars that went overseas in that bill.
Congressman, since it is law now, what are you doing to make sure Florida and your constituents locally get their fair share?
So speaking with the governor's office, I think a lot of people have heard that the governor said, hey, he thinks he's going to use the dollars that are coming in through this to give our teachers $1,000 bonuses. I think good on the governor, great plan, great idea. Our teachers, I think we all agree, probably one of the most bipartisan issues, deserve more pay, but it's reaching out to the governor's office with specific cities, schools, places like that might need assistance with testing, with more vaccines, and some of the places that they've been working out there to get it, and other things in that nature. And it's always being responsive to what the community is asking for, trying to get that to the governor's office or to the important federal office, if that be the case.
Now being teed up, a $2.3 trillion infrastructure plan. That's part one, more to follow. Talking about, the president says a down payment on roads, bridges, water, sewer, airport, seaport, internet. President Biden said it's a once in a generation investment in America. Everything from interstate highways, he likened it to interstate highway program, the space race. Republicans again are saying, hold on a minute, why?
Well, let's talk about some of the positive in it first. He even mentioned the Everglades as he talked about it. This is not a full-on plan. It doesn't have all the dollars and everything in there yet, but he specifically mentioned the Everglades by name. We know locally that there are big infrastructure issues requiring attention nationwide. We had a bridge that was failing in Stewart. We've talked about the Herbert Hoover Dike many, many times in the Everglades. So you can get bipartisan support for a big infrastructure plan, 100%. They wanted to do it when there was unified Republican government when I first came in. They wanted to do it with mixed government in the last Congress when I was in, and they probably want to do it in unified Democrat government, which they now have. Again, devil's in the details. We have to make sure that it's a bill that doesn't say, okay, let's put $600 billion into that important infrastructure like the Everglades or bridges or highways or roads, things like what we're going on in Stewart, and then $1.4 trillion into fluff that's, something that AOC might write out there that people would criticize as part of the Green New Deal or something like that. And that's the devil that has to be in the details on that. If they don't do that, you will get bipartisan support on that.
Taxes, talking about the first part of it, raising the corporate tax rate from 21 back to 28%. Already the Business Roundtable group of CEOs said they'd rather see user tolls. They say it's going to hurt business investment there. Your thoughts about the tax piece of this?
Yeah, well, what they're talking about is taking the corporate tax rate back up to 28%, something that, in my opinion, garnered the United States of America into the most boom economy that probably most of us have ever seen in our lifetimes, and taking us to a tax rate that is above where China is as a tax rate, making us incredibly non-competitive. I don't think that that's the right direction. The question it's not always asked, unfortunately, but it should be, how do you pay for anything? That's why it didn't get done the last couple of Congresses. And I think what you have to do is you have to look for those offsets. You have to say, where can we take dollars out of something and put it into that infrastructure? I know what you're going to follow up with. You're going to say, where do you take dollars from then, Congressman Mast? And I could see it on your face before you asked it. And the answer is, you look at places.
Been interviewing you too long.
Maybe that's the truth. Like foreign spending, right? Like what I criticized in the COVID bill, dollars that go overseas. You can criticize some of the dollars that go into military spending. That's a big part of the budget. You can criticize it in different places, but you have to find those offsets in order to do it responsibly.
Bottom line, Congressman, if we're looking at tax increases, is it a no-go for Republicans like you?
It is a no-go for Republicans like me if that's how they're going to look to pay for this.
The president says if we're going to compete with China on tech, on research and development, we have to have this and you can't pick it apart. Your thought?
That would be wholly irresponsible to say we shouldn't pick that apart. We shouldn't look for places to offset. We shouldn't make sure that we're doing things that are good for America first. And we could talk about that in terms of infrastructure in many places, whether you want to talk about, which received a lot of attention, the canceled pipeline, in the Midwest, or other pieces of infrastructure. Maybe you could call the border wall a piece of infrastructure to some degree, but he's been critical of taking away a lot of infrastructure that put our nation first, that did have jobs out there, that cost people work, that cost the nation security. And to say that we shouldn't look at all of those individual pieces, it would be wholly irresponsible for members of both sides of the aisle.
Briefly, because there's a number of topics I want to get back to, including the Everglades. But there's also, this would be the first piece. He's also talking about a companion bill of roughly equal size with investments in childcare, family tax credits, other domestic programs. Your thoughts, your take, where are Republicans?
I think that's a bill that they're going to look to put a lot of, as I said before, Green New Deal items in there to say that anything that's built has to be run on wholly renewable energy. And I don't have a problem with renewable energy whatsoever, but to say that has to be the cut and dried approach, that every single thing that you do has to have an entire carbon offset in order to do anything. These are the approaches that we're looking at in some of those things. It's not to say that you can't find good things in the bill that can be good for Americans, but we have to find a way to not mix it with things that are going to make it strictly partisan legislation.
But to those who say we need to be all in on renewables, given climate change concerns, your thought?
I think we need to be all in on American energy sources. And I would take you back for just a quick second to the presidential debates, if anybody can remember back that far. For the first time, something that I took away from those debates, for the first time in my lifetime, the question wasn't asked about America's dependency on foreign oil or on foreign energy sources. It wasn't asked in those debates. And I think it's because of where America has moved to and being so energy independent, which is great for our security and a host of other issues. And to take that away is something that is not good for the security of our country. I'm wholly supportive. You look at our local companies like NextEra and FPNL and utilities and others, and the work that they're doing, solar energy or other forms of energy, nuclear energy. It's important, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't have other options out there for our vehicles, in transportation, public transportation, you name it.
If I could get your quick take on a few other issues. We've tragically had mass shootings in the past few weeks. Gun safety, we talk about it a lot. It's a debate in Congress, goes nowhere. Is it this time? President's talking about executive actions, new restrictions potentially. Where's it go, if anywhere? Where should it go?
Well, the president has that latitude to take executive actions. I think he's going to take executive actions. But I think beyond that, there's a big debate about what's going on with the filibuster in the Senate. One way or another, there's going to be legislation pushed through the House, definitely pushed to the Senate. As to whether it moves forward or not is hard to say. I've voted no already on legislation that I had previously voted for. And that's because even in this legislation relating to firearms, here's what you see going on with all legislation, from immigration legislation to election reform to police reform to the Equality Act and all the major things that you voted on. None of it is going through the committees of jurisdiction because the Democrats do not want to have debates on these issues. And I'm saying that literally, it's not going through committees. They're giving maybe an hour to 2 hours of debate on the House floor on any one issue. And that's not the way that things have been previously done, even under Republicans. And to do anything like that is not giving the justice that it needs to. It doesn't pull people out of their corners to have any kind of real debate. And it doesn't garner bipartisan support, whether you're talking about HR 8 or anything else.
Immigration, obviously a hot topic, election reform, but we've got limited time. So I do want to ask you, though, an issue close to home in our remaining minute. Everglades. I was out the other day, the estuary, worried about its health. The oyster beds are not doing well. They keep pushing for a discharge schedule that's different. We keep hearing about that. It's the annual debate. Is anything going to be different in terms of discharges into the estuary habitat in the near term?
Things are already different to some degree. The Corps is managing differently right now. And I've been hugely critical of discharges. I'm actually not that critical of the discharges going on right now, because right now Lake Okeechobee is not 90% covered in toxic algal blooms like it will probably be in July 1 of later this year. And that's important because we're not getting that toxic water. And right now the lake is at about 14.5 feet. If the Corps doesn't get that lake down before hurricane season, we might be looking at one of the worst summers for the state of Florida in Florida history. And that's why I'm not hugely critical of it. This is the encouragement I would give the community and the state. You should be looking at the toxicity of the water, and the cities, the counties, State Attorney General Ashley Moody, anybody else should be looking at the Corps and saying, it's okay right now that you're sending this water. We might not like it, but it's okay. The moment that water turns toxic, you better shut that spigot off.
Next, a view from the other side of the congressional aisle. Ted Deutsch, my next guest.